Namaste. Myself Tarun Verma. I am a clinical psychologist in Delhi, India. In this video, I am going to talk to you about RTMS treatment, repetitive transcranial magnetic stimulation. It is a treatment that is highly recommended by psychiatrists for treatment of depressive disorders, especially treatment resistant depression where medicines and psychotherapy does not work much. Along with that, lot of studies are being conducted which are seeing the effects of RTMS in applications for OCD treatment, stroke, schizophrenic symptoms, and many other psychiatric or neurological illnesses. In this video, I am going to talk to you about some frequently asked questions about RTMS. So let's begin this video. First question is, how does RTMS work? Repetitive transcranial magnetic stimulation involves application of magnetic pulses that can induce electrical currents in focused areas within the brain. The frequency of pulses activates or inhibits brain cells. High frequency RTMS in prefrontal brain regions stimulate neurons involved in mood regulation. RTMS may modify brain circuits, neuron growth factors BDNF. It may affect neurotransmitters like serotonin, dopamine, and it can increase brain derived opioids also, endogenous opioids. Second question is, what is RTMS used for? RTMS was initially a tool for neuroscience investigation of the brain. It has subsequently been studied and FDA approved for depression at this time. In 2008, FDA approved RTMS for treatment of depression. It is under investigation for other neuropsychiatric and pain disorders, but for these other conditions, FDA has not approved this treatment. Some insurers do cover RTMS for the treatment of unipolar depression, not other neuropsychiatric conditions. Antidepressant medications and psychotherapy are the first line treatments for major depression but don't work for one third of patients. RTMS is therefore used as a next level treatment and may augment antidepressant medications or psychotherapy. Patients who have failed to achieve an adequate response from antidepressants or psychotherapy or both, or who are unable to tolerate medications might consider RTMS therapy. Next question is, what happens with an RTMS procedure? A patient sits in a treatment chair. Patients are asked to remove any magnetic sensitive objects like jewelry or watches, since RTMS uses magnetic pulses that can heat magnetic metals. Patients wear earplugs during treatment for hearing protection as RTMS produces a loud clicking sound with each pulse. During the first session, a motor threshold is found. This is the amount of machine energy needed to make the hand move when the coil is placed on the head in areas associated with movement. This measure tells the physician the patient's RTMS treatment dose to stimulate neurons. The RTMS coil is properly positioned over the patient's head for the motor threshold and subsequently repositioned into the treatment location. During the treatment, the patient hears a series of clicking sounds and feels a tapping sensation on their head under the treatment coil. The treatment sensation can be initially uncomfortable. Thus, lower doses for the first three sessions are used to help the patient accommodate to the treatment. Commonly, the patient's sensation modifies, and while the stimulation is still felt, it is no longer uncomfortable. Who administers RTMS? RTMS is always prescribed by an RTMS physician or a psychiatrist and then administered by an RTMS operator. A motor threshold is always determined by an RTMS physician. The treatment itself is administered by an experienced RTMS operator under the supervision of the RTMS physician or by the RTMS physicians themselves. The RTMS operator or physician will always be present to monitor the patient during the treatment. The patient can stop a treatment at any time by verbalizing this request to the RTMS operator. How long is an RTMS procedure? It depends on the RTMS protocol and machine type. Some conventional FDA approved RTMS protocols can take up to an hour but generally take about 30 minutes. Other protocols can be done in 20 minutes or less. The success of the treatment is dependent not on a single session but a series of sessions that are commonly done 5 days a week for 4 to 6 weeks, followed by a 3-week taper. The treatment is commonly tapered by giving 3 treatments in week 1, 2 treatments in week 2, and 1 treatment in 3rd week. So this way, after 4 to 6 weeks of treatment, a 3-week taper is generally implemented. Do I need to be hospitalized for a course of RTMS? No. Unlike ECT, electroconvulsive therapy, the electroshock therapy, RTMS does not require any sedation or general anesthesia, so patients are fully awake and aware during the treatment. There is no recovery time. So patients can drive home afterwards and return to their usual activities. This also means that RTMS is not offered during hospitalization either. Future research is needed to show that RTMS can be done effectively in an inpatient setting and reduce hospitalization duration, improve outcomes, and reduce rehospitalization rates before insurers will agree to pay for the inpatient RTMS. So, before insurers will agree to pay for the inpatient RTMS, some researches are definitely needed to be done. What are the side effects of RTMS? There are very few side effects associated with RTMS. Pain sensation at the site of stimulation is common early in the RTMS series of sessions. This significantly decreases over the course of RTMS stimulation. Thereafter, the most common side effect is headache, which is reported in nearly half of the patients treated with RTMS. Headaches are, however, mild and generally diminish over the course of the treatment. Over the counter pain medication, OTC pain medicines, such as ibuprofen, can be used to treat these headaches. The RTMS machine produces a loud noise. No evidence suggests there is hearing loss if earplugs are worn during the treatment. RTMS is not associated with many of the side effects that are generally caused by antidepressant medications, such as gastrointestinal problems like nausea, dry mouth, sexual dysfunction, weight gain, or sedation, or insomnia, or some other fatigue related side effects. The most serious but rare risk of RTMS is seizures. However, the risk of a seizure is exceedingly low. Only in cases where there has been a previous history of epilepsy or epileptic seizures, there might be a greater risk of seizures. But in general, the risk of a seizure is extremely low. Most of the practitioners all over the world have never encountered a patient who has got any seizures during the course of the treatment or after the treatment. What would make me ineligible for RTMS therapy? Patients with any type of non-removable metal in their heads, like any kind of implants, should not receive RTMS. This does not include braces or dental fillings. RTMS in those situations could cause objects to heat up, malfunction, and result in serious injury or death. Some of the following metal implants that can prevent a patient from receiving RTMS are aneurysm clips or coils, stents in the neck or brain, implanted stimulators, electrodes to monitor brain activity, metallic implants in your ears or eyes, shrapnel or bullet fragments in or near the head, facial tattoos with metallic or magnetic sensitive ink, other metal devices or objects implanted in or near the head. Therefore, the patient should ask RTMS physician if he or she should be excluded from RTMS based on one of these conditions that are mentioned. How can I get RTMS treatment? Before scheduling you for RTMS treatment, you must first be evaluated by one of the RTMS psychiatrists to determine if RTMS would be safe and appropriate for you. If you are requesting insurance to cover the RTMS therapy, then the clinic services will seek insurance authorization, which commonly takes days to weeks for confirmation. Where can I get RTMS treatment? RTMS treatment is generally available at various places, especially at psychiatric centers or some neurological centers which specialize to treat certain conditions which you might be suffering from. So you have to consult the physicians or the service providers whether they are providing this treatment or not. You may easily get to know about any health provider who might be giving this treatment to patients suffering from depression or other mental health conditions. In some cases, it might be difficult to find a therapist or a psychiatrist or a physician who might be specializing in giving these treatments. But in many countries, especially in Western countries like US and Europe, these treatments are quite easily available. However, if you are living in a developing country, accessing this treatment might be quite difficult for you, and also it can be very costly. At the same time, many insurance providers do not cover this treatment and may not be liable to pay for this treatment for you. So you have to see in which country you are staying in, what kind of area you belong to, and whether any healthcare providers or psychiatric healthcare providers are actually specializing in providing this treatment or not, whether they have this machine or not. I hope this information that has been given in this video might be useful for you. It might benefit you. Please like this video, comment below the video and share the video to help others with this information. And please subscribe the channel to get information about more of these videos that I am making or I will be making in future. Your subscription would support my effort and would motivate me to make more of these videos about RTMS and other things, other issues relating to depression and other mental health conditions. Thank you.